He has a career spanning over 70 years and has grown to become America's foremost portrait artist. Join us as we take a look at America Creative, Portraits by Everett Raymond Kinstler on this week's Arts Break.
America Creative is a collection of portraits by Everett Raymond Kinstler that focuses primarily on creative subjects. We really divide the exhibition up into artists, performers, writers, people like Katharine Hepburn, Tom Wolfe, Christopher Plummer, that were associated with the creative aspects of American life.
Looking back, there's no question I had a flair to relate to painting people. I think that it is not my role to judge, it is my role to chronicle. And I try as best I can, as honestly as I can, to get a good painting and what I feel is something characteristic to the individual.
It's not just appearances. You can hire an illustrator to do an appearance, but it's more than that. I think the successful portrait talks about interiority, it talks about the self.
The one of Ronald Reagan was where I had decided that I wanted to try and present him out of doors. I had very strong feelings about that. I didn't do it with a desire to be different. In fact, I wasn't even thinking about it. But as it turned out, it's the only portrait of any president ever done in the White House, painted out of doors. And my impression of the president was that he was a man who spent a great deal of time out of doors. And there's a second story at the White House called the Truman Balcony, named after Harry Truman, who built the balcony on the second story of the White House. And that's where I posed President Reagan. I wanted to say something about the Truman Balcony because President Reagan said to me, Harry Truman did a wonderful service to the President of the United States. He gave us a balcony where we could go out on the second floor and look out at the Jefferson Memorial and so forth. I thought, that's my setting. That's all you've got as an artist, is your own intuits, your own points of view. You put 50 artists in a room and you pose for them, you're going to get 51 different pictures.
America Creative, Portraits by Everett Raymond Kinstler is on display at Vanderbilt University Fine Arts Gallery through July 14th. For more information, visit us online at wnpt.org/arts.
This NPT Arts Break is made possible by the generous support of the Martha Rivers Ingram Advised Fund of the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee and a grant from the Metropolitan Nashville Arts Commission.